What if everything you were taught about money was wrong? What if the reason most people stay broke isn't because they don't work hard, but because they were taught the wrong rules about money? In the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki shares the powerful lessons he learned from two very different fathers. One was highly educated and struggled financially. The other never finished school but became extremely wealthy. And the difference between them was not intelligence. It was how they thought about money. Today, I'm breaking down the 7 most powerful lessons from Rich Dad, Poor Dad that can completely change how you think about wealth. Lesson 1. 2 fathers, 2 mindsets. Robert Kiyosaki grew up with 2 fathers. His real father was called Poor Dad. He was highly educated, had a good government job, and believed in working hard, getting a stable career, and earning a steady paycheck. But despite his education, he struggled with money his entire life. The other father figure was his best friend's dad. Robert called him Rich Dad. Rich Dad didn't have much formal education, but he understood how money actually works. While Poor Dad said, "Study hard so you can get a good job," Rich Dad said, "Learn how money works so money can work for you." This difference in mindset became the foundation of the entire book, Lesson 2, The Rich Don't Work for Money. One of the first lessons Rich Dad taught Robert was this: the rich don't work for money. Most people grow up believing life should look like this. Go to school, get a job, work for 40 years, save money, and retire. But Rich Dad explained something different. Most people are trapped in something called the rat race. They work hard to earn money, then their expenses increase. Bigger house, car payments, bills, and debt. So they keep working harder just to survive. Rich people escape this cycle by building income sources that don't depend on their time. Instead of trading hours for money, they build systems that produce money. Lesson 3. Assets versus liabilities. This is probably the most famous lesson in the entire book. Rich Dad said, "The rich buy assets, the poor buy liabilities, and the middle class buys liabilities thinking they are assets." So what exactly is the difference? An asset is something that puts money in your pocket. Examples include business, stocks, rental real estate, and investments. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. Things like car loans, credit card debt, and expensive lifestyle purchases. Here's where most people get confused. Many people believe their house is an asset. But Rich Dad explained that if your house costs you mortgage payments, maintenance, and taxes every month, it might actually behave like a liability. The key idea is simple. Focus on building assets first. When your assets grow, they start paying for your lifestyle. Lesson 4. Why financial education matters. Schools teach many important things such as math, science, and history. But one thing most schools never teach is financial education. Robert Kiyosaki argues that this is one of the biggest reasons people struggle financially. Most people graduate without understanding how taxes work, how investing works, how businesses operate, or how debt works. Rich Dad believed financial intelligence comes from learning things like accounting, investing, understanding markets, and risk management. The more financially educated you become, the more opportunities you start to see. Where others see risk, financially educated people see opportunity. Lesson 5. Mind your own business. One of the most interesting lessons in the book is this: mind your own business. This doesn't mean ignoring people. It means focusing on building your asset column. Even if you have a job, you should still be building assets on the side. For example, investing in stocks, building a small business, buying rental property, creating digital products, or starting online content. Your job pays your bills, but your assets build your freedom. Lesson 6. The rich use corporations. Another major advantage the rich have is how they use business structures and tax strategies. Employees earn money, then they pay taxes, then they spend what's left. But businesses often work differently. Businesses earn money, they pay expenses first, and then they pay taxes on what's remaining. This is why entrepreneurs and investors often pay less taxes legally. Rich Dad believed understanding tax systems and corporations is a major financial advantage. Lesson 7. Overcoming fear and doubt. One thing that stops many people from investing or starting businesses is fear. Fear of losing money, fear of making mistakes, and fear of failing. But Rich Dad taught that mistakes are actually part of the learning process. The difference between rich people and poor people is not intelligence. It's their relationship with failure. Rich people learn from mistakes and try again, while many people let fear stop them before they even start. Final lesson: build assets first. The biggest message of the entire book can be summarized in one idea: build assets first. Don't rush to buy luxury items. Don't increase your lifestyle too quickly. Instead, focus on growing your assets. When those assets start producing income, they will eventually pay for the lifestyle you want. That's when true financial freedom begins. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos about money, investing, and financial freedom. And comment below, which lesson from this book changed the way you think about money the most?